Good morning and welcome to the Etheringtons Butchery Academy. Today we're going to show you how to cut a side of pork into primals. Well, what I mean by primals is the shoulder, the loin and belly and the leg. So we remove the shoulder between the 4th and the 5th rib and we start that with the boning knife. So we put the boning knife in, straight to the block and cut through. We then take the butcher's saw and saw through the backbone. So I'm going to cut through the shoulder with the steak knife, following the line that I've just made with the boning knife. There's the shoulder of pork removed. But at the Academy we do try and make things easy for people. So we're going to remove this using the rule of thumb method. And by the rule of thumb method I mean we put our thumb at the side of the H-bone of the leg. And there you have a nice straight leg of pork. If we use our butchering knife, place it across the eye of the loin and then bring that finger to the end of the eye and then half the blade. If I was to do a rack of pork, I would cut that a little wider. One nice cut right through to the block, following the line. And there's a nice belly, even loin of pork. My actual aim with the shoulder of pork is, again, to keep it nice and basic. So basically I'm just going to actually bone this out, straight boning, using the sheet boning technique, which is when we remove the rib cage. Secondly, we're going to use an open boning technique when we remove the blade bone. And thirdly, we're going to use a tunnel boning technique when we actually take away the shoulder bone. We go to the back end of the rib cage, keep into the bone, place 2 fingers underneath the socket and pull. And as you see, it's come away pretty clean. We're going to move to the tunnel boning method. I can use that as leverage to bring up the joint so it makes it easier for me to release the bone. An old butcher once said to me, never cut where you can't see, and I've always remembered that. So there's your boned shoulder of pork. What I'm actually going to do just for this particular one is just cut a couple of chops off. Cut through nice and steady. So through. That's 2 nice chops. Okay, so we're going to use the stitcher. So we place a string through the hole, just like threading a needle. Place the needle through. So that's a nice tied leg of pork. We use the stitching method and just the normal stringing method.